Welcome to Art History with Jackie. Today, we will be talking about Marcel Duchamp. Duchamp was a French American painter, sculptor, and writer whose work is associated with Cubism, Dada, and conceptual art. He is regarded as one of the three artists who helped to define the revolutionary developments in the plastic arts in the opening decades of the 20th century. Duchamp was born at Blainville-Crevant in Normandy, France. He grew up in a family that enjoyed cultural activities. They liked to play chess, read books, paint, and make music together. He left for school at the age of 8, where he won a prize for drawing in 1903. At his commencement in 1904, he won a first prize, validating his decision to become an artist. At 14, his first serious art attempts were drawing and watercolors depicting his sister Suzanne. His academic art teacher tried to keep him from the influences of Impressionism and other avant garde movements, but, as we will see, this didn't end up working very well. Duchamp's early artworks align with post Impressionist styles. During his early years, Duchamp spent his time playing billiards and selling his drawings and cartoons on the street. These cartoons reflected his sense of humor, using textual and visual puns. In 1905, he began work with a printer in Rouen. There, he learned typography and printing processes, skills he would later use in his work. Duchamp's work was exhibited in the 1908 Salon d'Automne and the following year in the Salon des Indépendants. Fauve and proto-cubist works influenced his paintings. During this time, Duchamp's fascination with transition, change, movement, and distance became a large part of his work. In his 1911 Portrait of Chess Players, there is the cubist overlapping frames and multiple perspectives of his two brothers playing chess. Duchamp's first work to provide significant controversy was Nude Descending a Staircase Number 2. The painting depicts the mechanistic motion of a nude with superimposed facets similar to motion pictures. It shows elements of both the fragmentation and synthesis of the cubists and the movement and dynamism of the futurists. He submitted this work to the Salon des Indépendants, but he was asked to rename it something else. However, he quietly refused. This was a turning point for Duchamp, as it was the moment he decided he would not be interested in being part of any artistic groups. After World War I started in 1914, Duchamp emigrated to the United States. Upon his arrival, he found he was a celebrity and immediately fell into a group of art patrons, actors, and artists. Duchamp created the Société Anonyme in 1920. This was the beginning of his lifelong involvement in art dealing and collecting. They collected modern artworks, arranged exhibitions, and lectures throughout the 1930s. Dada was an art movement of the European avant-garde in the early 20th century. It began in Zurich and spread to Berlin. They followed principles of absurdity and anti-art. Duchamp used to meet with fellow Dadaists in Greenwich Village. Duchamp's most prominent association with Dada was his submission of Fountain, a urinal, to the Society of Independent Artists in 1917. The show committee insisted that Fountain was not art and rejected it from the show. It sparked a major controversy about what should be considered art. Continuing to be influenced by Dada principles, Duchamp created Readymades, which were found objects that he chose and presented as art. The idea was to question the very notion of art and the adoration of it, which Duchamp found unnecessary. Eros, c'est la vie was one of Duchamp's pseudonyms. The name, a pun, sounds like the French phrase Eros, c'est la vie, which may be translated as Eros, such as life. C'est la vie emerged in 1921 in a series of photographs by Man Ray showing Duchamp dressed as a woman. Duchamp was known for pushing boundaries in art and in life. He continues to be celebrated as an eccentric figure who forced his viewers to really reflect on their own understanding of society and art. Thank you, and see you next week.